All right, so programming the Unication G5, it's going to need to be on. You're going to want to plug this USB directly into your computer. If you use like a remote hub or something for your USBs, it may not show you the PC connected screen up here, so plug it directly into your computer stand, CPU, whatever you want to call it, and you'll get PC connected across the top. We're going to go through briefly just how to program from our master files and what some of the options are in here. So we'll plug this bugger in here and we'll get started. On the main desktop screen, which you're looking at right now, you see down here is this blue kind of three-dimensional cube. That is the G series software. Out here, either one of these will get this going, but we'll pop this up. It's going to ask you for the password. You can maximize this screen. I do have the PC connected message on my G5 right now, so I'm going to go ahead and go through some of the main screens. So you can look through A, B, C on through G here for a variety of different things. Create the profile for a user group. If you click on this, you can read the profile from a device. So if I click on this, there's my device right here, and this is the serial number you'll find on the back. View existing. So on my screen right now are the following pager plug sets, whatever code plugs you want to call them. As these get refreshed, I just delete them out from time to time because you will get a pretty long list here if you create new or replace existing profiles. Program from an existing profile, there's none on there right now, so if you have a blank screen, you're going to want to import the profile, and that's on F right here. So import profile, select, goes out to our G drive, fire, pagers, Unication programs, and these are the master files. Don't change them. They're correct for any given station that's out there right now, and we want to make sure that we keep them that way. So if we're going to program a station 1 pager here, we're going to open that, select it, and then import it. Okay, once you import it successfully, you'll be able to go out here and view and edit existing profiles. So this one, we got it, it's highlighted. I'm going to go down here to edit, and it gets us into basically the guts of the program. This over here is your parameter descriptions. For each of the pages that you go through, it will identify what those different kind of tag names are and give you the definition for them. We're not going to look at that right now. Inside the user group introduction for station 1, I put a basic message in here for us to know exactly what the different knobs do so that you can have an idea of what this pager program is going to do for you. Inside frequency and system settings, we don't mess with anything. Protocol parameter settings, we don't mess with any of that. Group IDs, this is basically all the channels in the county. We don't mess with this. So you can see ours are in here, and we're going to go ahead and keep them the same way. Zone and channel setting, this is where the guts of the pager going off actually is. So inside this first one here, Andover Fire 1 is just a trigger for what this pager might do. We're going to go into these are your knobs on the top, 1 through 8. We're going to go into these and begin to talk about them. So if I double click on it, most of this stuff, this is what shows up on the main screen for station tone when you turn the knob. So this is obvious. It's only going to go off for station 1, and it's going to tone. So that means it's going to beep, and then it's going to go off. If we scroll down, we don't do anything with this stuff. We don't do anything with the binding feature, but the reset mode, if it's manual reset, it's going to stay open to dispatch until you reset it manually. So we check auto reset on this. We want it to trip the pager, send the message for our call, reset back to a quiet state. We can replay the message later, but for now, that's what we want it, and it may be some unique thing we do later. But don't do anything in the knob function settings other than the reset. Down here is your subgroup settings. And if we hit edit, Anoka paging, this is what this pager is going to trip to. So if for a station 1 pager, we want Anoka wide, Andover station 1, and Andover all calls. This will allow everything to go off. All right. The enable is not checked because it's not scanning. So we're good with that one for station 1. We'll go up here to knob 2 or save it and go out here to position 2. So now this one is set to vibe. All right, tone, vibrate, silent, tone, and vibe. This is our B knob, station, vibe. All right, auto reset is on. Go down here to our Anoka paging subgroup. Go to our edit settings. Make sure that our stuff is correct. It is not enabled on alternatives, so it won't scan. All right, so we'll go over to knob 3, auto reset, tone and vibrate. And what's different about this one, so when we go in here to subgroup settings, this is enabled. So this is our Charlie knob, or number 3 knob. You'll see that Anoka wide, station 1, and all, but this is enabled, allowing the pager to stay open all the time so that you're listening to dispatch all the time. All right, so we're going to go ahead and skip ahead a couple of knobs. Oh, but let's go back. Scan 2800. So you're still going to get your pages. They're still going to alert you, but this is going to scan for you. So if we go to 4, push to listen, our church mode, same idea with this stuff down here. It's on vibrate, and then you'll have to push to listen. So all calls, tone. So this is our knob 5. If we go in here, if you're on duty or something, you want to listen to all the stations, you're going to see that in here. So Anoka wide, station 3, duty, station 2, station 1, all. So now this is going to receive all the pages. It's going to alert tone to all the pages while you're on knob 5. Now this gets a little different in here. Knob 6, police scan. So down here in your subgroups, you see that talk group 1 and 7 is in there. So we don't want talk group 1, we can remove it. In here on Anoka paging, the subgroup settings, we're going to mess with edit. Goes back to just our station calls, but it will listen to talk group 7. Okay. Knob. That's an unimportant alert right there. We just okay right by it. We'll see it again here in the F tags. Our F tags are our A, B, C, D county F tags where we get put for mutual aid in case we should choose to go out and listen to what's going on the F tags during a mutual aid incident within the county or our own. We can do that here. And here again is the subgroup settings. We'll just keep going here. And then knob 8 is our VHF. Here's that alert. We don't care about this. Bind subgroup will be active. I don't even read the whole thing. I was told not to worry about it, and I don't. VHF backup, that's the only time that's ever going to be needed for us, is if the 800 megahertz system goes down and we go to a backup VHF from county, we'll switch all the way to knob 8, and then we'll receive our pages again. Pager function list, we don't mess with. Configuration, before we go and do our program, in the home screen here, once this is red, we're going to create and edit this. And this is where our lines on our home screen can be adjusted. So we can browse and put a picture in there. We have our patch in there, and that's what we're going to leave it at. Andover Fire, Firefighter, and our main desk, front desk at City Hall number in case this pager gets lost. But we can put our firefighter J. Doe in here so that we know the names and can differentiate between people's pagers other than the serial number, which could be a little difficult to look up at specific times. Other than that, password setting, PS, profile report over here, 7, 8 through 10, really we're not going to mess with. Once we're ready, we got to make sure we're saving as we go through these items, or these will not save and you'll wind up with the wrong name on there. So we're going to go to program. We see again our pager down here. We see our user group name, and then we just hit program. Prepares the data. It's going to ask you for the password. If you don't have the password, you probably shouldn't be doing this. We're not making these unique to each individual person or adding any other county tones in them at this time, so just leave it as it is. Once you're done with that, the pager itself, I'll pop back up here. The pager itself is going to give you the reboot screen right here. Once this gets done rebooting, you're going to see on your main screen here all the information that you added and changed, and that'll pretty much tell you exactly that. Well, it's going to tell you that it was programmed successfully, and then once you see that main screen, that means you saved everything correctly and that you've done it right. So thanks for checking this out. If we can make any changes to it or anything, just let me know.